What is it looking like this morning? Let's start there first, Malungelo. People, I guess, are still busy trying to rebuild.
That's right, Britain. In fact, I'm quickly going to move away from the shot. You can see that some of the structures are already up, are still trying to rebuild their homes. In fact, where we are, we're standing at somebody's site, but it seems that person has actually not been able to actually build the structure. Some of the structures that are already up, you can see some still need a roof, some still need doors, Braden, and of course people still waiting for that much needed assistance to come from disaster management officials. And of course some people have been able to rebuild their structures using the old corrugated iron sheets. Others were able to buy new corrugated iron sheets so that they can be able to build their homes. In fact, I saw some people were able to actually go to work today. Remember, some of the people have missed several days of work because they've been actually trying to rebuild their lives and their homes. These are people, Britain, that have in fact lost everything in that fire on Thursday. And of course the fire, we have been told, had started as part of a revenge attack.
Okay, we are reporting that disaster management officials are expected there today. What should we be expecting to happen there today from government officials?
Well, Britain, over the past few days, we have seen government officials, including the Premier of Gauteng. In fact, on Friday, David Makura was here promising the residents that everything possible would be done to ensure that they get all the necessary support that they need in order to be able to rebuild their lives and rebuild their homes. And of course, disaster management officials will be coming here to provide the residents with some of the building materials that they need. And of course, on Monday, when we were here, already residents, Britain, saying that they're actually quite frustrated at the slow pace of government's response into their plight. Bear in mind, Britain, we're talking about people here that have also lost not only their homes, but it's people that have also lost their identity documents, birth certificates of their children, and also some people saying that they actually also even lost their bank cards in the blaze.
Okay, you've been talking to a number of people following this blaze here. I understand you also spoke to somebody from an organization, a group called Country Duty.
That's right. In fact, Britain, Country Duty, it's an online hashtag where they've been actually mobilizing support from South Africans to open up their hearts and assist these residents. Let's take a listen at what Bongane Sibanyoni had to say to me earlier this week when they were here.
The community has been gracious and grateful for what we've been able to do so far, and I think we have enabled them to start rebuilding their lives, which is the most important thing for us, was to put them at a step where they can start rebuilding their lives.
But they have a long way to go, though.
They definitely have a long way to go, and we've always said this is not sustainable. I mean, it's something that we've always raised, that this is not sustainable, because tomorrow we could have another fire. What then? Do we then recall South Africans to keep on doing the same thing? So there needs to be a coordinated response, not just from NGOs, but from government, from the private sector, to say how can we find sustainable solutions, because they will be rebuilding now. It's going to take them 1 or 2 months, but maybe next month something else happens. So we need to find sustainable solutions to these types of issues.
Okay, sustainability was the message there from Country Duty, Malungelo Boy, saying that we need to find sustainable solutions. Well, let's see what the officials are going to be trying to do today. Hopefully they are bringing also a message of sustainability. Do you know what time the visit is expected? What time do we expect them to be in, Alex?
Well, we're not sure at this point in time exactly as to what time, Braden, the officials will be here, but I suppose it could be mid-morning. But the issue here, Braden, also, I mean, it talks to the issue of housing the housing problem that we have in this country. For example, in Gauteng alone, we know that we've got a housing backlog of about 600,000. Nationwide, that figure stands at around 2.1 million. In the city of Johannesburg, it's at 300,000.
Thank you very much. Malungelo Boy on the ground in Alex as the rebuilding continues, and the local residents expecting a visit from disaster management officials there today. Well,